First, the Murdaugh family's now infamous hunting property will soon have a new owner. It's where Alec Murdaugh shot and killed his wife Maggie and his son Paul in June of 2021.
And now it's under contract. Fox Guys' Grace Runkle spoke with people close to the deal. She's live now with the next steps. Grace.
Well, I spoke with an attorney working closely on the sale of Moselle, and he says as the deal stands now, the property will sell for about $3.7 million. And because of all the civil cases against Murdaugh, this sale is pretty complicated. All that money has to be divvied up. I'm told that a deal has been worked out between all of the parties involved, and here's what the breakdown is according to court documents. $290,000 will go to cover legal fees. Buster, Murdaugh's surviving son, will get $530,000. $275,000 will go to the co-receivers and eventually other victims. $100,000 will go to the attorney for Connor Cook. He's one of the people involved in the deadly 2019 boat crash. And the rest of that money will go to attorney Mark Tinsley on behalf of 3 other parties involved in the boat crash, including the family of Mallory Beach, who was killed. Now I'm told the sale is expected to be finalized next week. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Grace Runkle, Fox Carolina News.